Good evening there, everybody. Happy Halloween. It is Monday, October 31st. Hard to believe we are all the way through the month of October already. That is just crazy. Can't hardly believe it. I'm going to sit just for a second here, make sure that people are finding me because we've had some issues, as you know, the last couple of weeks doing this. And in the meantime, pardon me, I will work on mounting my stamps for tonight. There we go. Okay, cool. So I must be live because Kathy Jo's here. Hey, Kathy Jo, how are you doing tonight? Hope all is well. My boys are up working on the trick-or-treaters. We have just a little bit of that time left. And you might hear a little extra noise upstairs because it's Halloween and there's excitement and candy around. Zach is super happy and very anxious to get through his dinner because he's been promised a candy bar from the bucket once he's all done. All right, so let's get started tonight. Hopefully more people will pop in, and that if you guys could let me know if you got a notification that I went live or you just knew to show up tonight. I'm still trying to figure out with this new changeover who's seeing things and who isn't. All right, so for tonight, you need a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to be using Parakeet Party. It's one of the in colors that's new this year, my lovely, pretty bright green. One rectangle of Designer Series paper, something with a little bit smaller print, and mine is 1 1/4 by 4, and it's from Butterfly Prints, I believe it is. And then same pack of paper, different sheet. I have this piece that is 4 by 4. So something that coordinates with each other. And then you need a neutral piece that's 1 3/4 by 4. And what we're going to be doing with this is we're sort of going to turn it into a tag that's like a focal point. So you're going to have, oh good, Kathy Jo, your notifications are working. Thank you for letting me know that. So you want some kind of focal point element. You're going to want some phrases maybe, and then some ribbon or a bow or something that we can make it look like a tag once we're all done. My goal for this is to end up having it be horizontal. I will show you a version where I kind of flip things around a little bit. And then you need one tiny piece of cardstock that's 1/4 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be using Sweet Songbirds tonight. It's one of the first sets I picked up when the new catalog came out, and I haven't used it in a while because it was more springy and summery, and I've been focusing a lot on Christmas and stuff lately, and I wanted to sort of brighten up my evening a little bit. So first thing actually I'm going to do, I want to take a little bit of the whiteness off of this particular piece so it doesn't quite stand out so much. So I'm going to take my blending brush and my Parakeet Party ink, and I'm just going to go over that a little bit very lightly and get rid of some of the starkness of the white so it blends a little bit better once it's on my piece of paper. I think that'll probably show up better on an actual photo later because I think it's going to be hard to see that I turned it a little bit green. All right. So grab your card base and your 2 pieces of DSP. We're going to go ahead and fold that on your score line, which should be at 4 1/4 if you're doing half of the 5.5 by 8.5 piece. Again, I'm going to work horizontally for now, and I'll show you a version later where it is. I changed it up just a little bit and did a horizontal version, or vertical version. All right, your 4 by 4 piece is going to go off to the right, leaving just a little bit of a border around each side. Your 1 1/4 piece was now going to fill in that space there. And that's why I said pick a smaller print for the smaller piece and a bigger print for the bigger piece. And I have some that have a much bigger print than this, but I liked the all over parakeet stripe a lot when I looked at it. Okay, so I've got a little bit of hearts, I've got a little bit of stripes. Now we're going to take that itty bitty teeny piece that is your 1/4 inch, and that's going to seal up between the 2 spaces. Cover up that seam. You just lay that right over the top like that. Okay, so that's just going to create a natural border between the 2 in case they don't quite match up like nicely. Also gives it just, I think, visually a good transference there. All right, go ahead and grab that neutral piece that's 1 3/4 by 4, and let's go ahead and start creating. So you can, like I said, make a, you could have had a focal point already. Oh, good, Pat, thank you for letting me know that. I'm hoping that they're fixing all of those issues about getting notifications that I've gone live, because I've been trying to figure out how to do it from my end, and I can't see that I have a way to change any of that, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, I'm going to be using my little bird and his feet and a couple of the phrases and the little musical notes. Now, Sweet Songbirds has a matching punch, and I'm going to stamp him directly onto here, but I did punch out a little wing. So I have one little wing in that Parakeet Party pattern. Okay, so go ahead and build up your tag. Now, you can decide if you want your images over here or over here. This is absolutely all on your design, whatever you like. And I realized I grabbed the wrong feet because they're pointed the wrong way. Let me try that again. It does make a difference based on his body type, where he's going. Okay. There, that's a little bit better. Otherwise, his feet would have gone one way and his body would have been going another. Although it is Halloween, that could have been a very Frankenstein-y kind of moment we could have had here with our little songbird. Okay, gonna go ahead and add him up here now. Now he's walking nicely. All right, he needs a little phrase here now too. I'm gonna be using this one. It says a little note of thanks. And I'm gonna put that right here. And I'm tapped his feet and the phrase are in crumb cake, and then the rest is Parakeet Party to match the cardstock that I'm using. All right, a couple of little notes there. And I'm realizing I forgot to grab my black ink pad for his eyeballs. Give me 1 second. Walk to the other end of the table. Because he can't look silly without his eyes. All right, we're going to take this off so I can see a little bit better. Clean them off later. All right, here's my eyeballs. All right, there we go. I have now built my little songbird. Again, Parakeet Party and crumb cake. All right, now you can decide here if you want to do anything to the corners, whether you want to round them, cut them off in a flag pattern, whatever you would like to do to them. I'm going to leave this guy just straight on for now, and then I'll show you some other versions too. And I'm going to wrap a little bit of twine around the end here. This is Baker's twine that comes in all of the current In Color collection. So you've got your orchid, your Tahitian, starry sky, sweet sorbet, and Parakeet Party. And it's wrapped with white as well. And you get all 5 colors together. So I'm going to be using my Parakeet Party one. And if you'll notice, make sure that you can see what I did here. So I start a little bit off the top. I'm going to wrap around a couple of times. And then this is the part that gets a little tricky to show, but I'm going to tuck this part that I took over under everything. Kind of like so. Okay, so it slips all the way under. There we go. And then when you tie the knot, you're going to be able to have all of those held together, and you can do some really cute things like fan it out so that you see all the strands. Oh, he got twisted. But you get the idea. There we go. There's one. All right, now cooperate up here. All right, there we go. So you can spread them apart. They'll all sit nicely together. And then with this extra, I think I have enough I can get a bow out of this yet. Very, very, very teeny tiny bow. Or you could cut those tails off. All right, cool. There we go. So we're going to take this over to our card base, and you can decide if you want to lay this down flat or if you would like to have him pop up a little bit, but he's basically going to cover a section like so. If you don't like things on angles, of course, you can always make him straight, put him at the top, whatever you like. I like mine on an angle, but I'll put him straight just so that I think the rest of them pretty much are all on angles. So you can kind of see the difference here. I like, what's that word? Cattywampus. I go a little cattywampus on occasion. Okay, and there you go. So that is your basic layout for tonight. Kind of a nice way to show off 2 different sides of a designer series paper. Let the paper do the work for you. Like I said, have something with big images, bold colors, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on was his little wing. It blended right into my flower up there. Okay, there we go. Now he looks a little better. He's got a cute wing. All right, so there is that guy. Here is another one I did with the stamp set. I used it last week. I used the cookie from there. This week I'm using the cheese. It says it's from A Little Cheesy. So it says, it might sound cheesy, but I think you're great. And all of us, of course, from Wisconsin, you have to have a cheese stamp, right? The gingham designer series paper is in the mini catalog. I took our black gingham ribbon and I colored it with my daffodil blend to give a little more of the yellow color happening. This is actually saffron, so there's saffron cardstock. I stamped it on saffron paper and then used the daffodil blend to highlight into the circles to make those a little bit darker. So it actually was stamped onto saffron cardstock itself. And I added a couple that's just free drawn to kind of bring it all together there and have a nice finished look on the side. And of course, because it's Halloween, I thought I would treat you guys to something Halloweeny and sparkly. I went very monochromatic with a lot of gorgeous grape. So the card base itself is gorgeous grape. This is the black and white designs designer series paper, which is in the mini catalog. I took my blending brush and my grape ink and I went over it again to get rid of some of the white. A little bit heavier down in this corner, so it's a little bit ombre effect. This is just the designer series paper from the color families. So the grape is in the Brights collection. I did the witch's hat and the spider come from Bewitching. And the little phrase is actually from One Happy Family. I cut off a piece. I think it says, hey there, smart guy, or something like that. I just took the hey there because it kind of feels like the spider's dropping in to say hey. And of course, I played some more with that fun glitter washi tape. This is so much fun. I love, 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 love that stuff. That too is in the mini catalog. You get 4 colors in the ream. There's the grape, the black, and then there's pumpkin and parakeets. Bright green, bright orange. And I used the silver mesh ribbon to add to my tag. Lots of fun playing with Bewitching. Love it. Okay, so here is how I changed up this one. I took a little liberty with the squares. Trust me, there are 2 squares here. This is the parakeet glimmer paper. You get a 6x6 pack of all the current in color family. So again, the orchid, etc. And it's ombre, so it's lighter here, works toward darker. So I do have a piece that's the darker and a little bit that's the lighter. And here's my tag shape. I went vertical with it. And I added just a little bit more of that striped cardstock or designer series paper from the butterflies behind there. I just needed a little bit something extra. Instead of dividing with cardstock here in the middle, I used the glitter ribbon that's in the parakeet party color. And I punched his wing out of the very end of the glimmer paper. So there's just a touch of green in there, but it is mostly kind of an iridescent white looking thing. So this is the other bird that's in this stamp set, and he is the one that fits the matching punch. Okay, so there are those guys. Also, in case you didn't notice here too, I used the glitter washi instead of cardstock to fill in that gap in between. Okay, and I would like to thank my fellow demonstrator, Amy Rich, for the inspiration for this. This is a swap I received from her, and she used the Abigail Rose designer series paper. This is the stamp set called Shaded Summer and the Summer Shadow dies. And then she actually used our tag dies called Tailor-Made Tags to actually, it'll cut out the whole tag shape for you. And as you can see, it's got this really cute stitching around it, makes the hole for you to put the ribbon through, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Oh, this one here, I did actually use our triple, shoot, I wrote it down because I knew I was never going to remember it. Triple... very best trio punch. That's why I can't think of it, because it's trio, not triple, to cut off the angles on the corners and make a slot for the ribbon to go through. So that one is also, I believe, in the mini catalog. You will have all of those details in this post underneath. And again, I always upload this to YouTube, so you can watch it at any time on my channel. If you're not already a subscriber, hop on over there and hit that button so you know whenever I post something new. All right, everybody, that is it for tonight. I hope you like this layout. Another one that's got some nice cuts for your designer series paper, easy to come together and let the designer paper shine, which is literally what the glimmer paper does. You all need this one, trust me. All right, everybody, have a fabulous rest of your Halloween night. Take care, and I will see you next week. Bye.